It's race weekend again. It's the second race weekend of the season, and today we are at the legendary track, Willow Springs International Raceway. And a few guys of you out there, I know you've seen this track before, because that track was literally home for the movie Ford versus Ferrari. If you haven't seen it, it's a must watch. It's one of my favorite racing movies out there. And yes, they shot this movie here on this legendary track, and we are going to be racing here today. After Chuckwalla, you guys hopefully saw it. We won 3 races out of 3 races. It could not have gone anything better. Let's see how good gonna go this weekend. The competition is definitely a little bit more steeper today. All the big dogs came. We have to put the best driving in, and hopefully the car lasts, hopefully everything runs good, the tire is gonna be good, and we're gonna have some good racing. And I'm gonna take you guys with me to see the insides and love the racing as much as I do. Okay guys, this is a torque wrench. You set the torque on the wheel blocks, however you call it, you know. But first, we're gonna have to put the stickers on, you know, because we're gonna have qualifying next, and we wanna have the maximum performance out of the car, so we're gonna put new tires. It's exciting. These are new tires. When I bought those tires, I had them heat cycled in the shop, and what heat cycling means is you bring the tires slowly up to temperature and then you let them rest. It's like baking, you know? You make the dough for the pizza, and then once you made the dough, you let the dough rest and rise. And racing tires, as far as I know, you kind of like make the same thing. Let's put those pieces on. One more thing, those tires, they're about, I guess, roughly 40 pounds. It's quite heavy. All right, we're gonna put 1 tire on each side. Let's get the car up. That's my morning warm-up for racing, changing tires. Alright, let's do the rear tire. Not as fast as Formula 1, but it does sound similar. Right. Next tire done. Now, we let it slowly down. And then after, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. But before I go there, let's torque the wheels real quick so that the wheels stay on the car. You see, like you push down, and when you hear the click, then you know the nuts are on good enough. There we go. Same thing in the front. Click, 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 click. The tire pressure we set later. And now we do the same thing on the other side. These are the brakes we're running. We have a spacer and regular brake rollers, brake pads, turbines. Four tires done. One last thing before qualifying we have to do now is we gotta make sure that it's the right tire pressure in it. Not 100% sure what is the best so far, but gonna definitely take some out, because when the people mount the tires, you know, usually they put a lot of air pressure in it, so we have to take some out. Look at this, over 60 pounds. Let the air go out. You don't want to drive with that much pressure on the track. It's gonna take a minute. Always very important after you mount new tires to take the tire pressure out, because if you have too high tire pressure, the tires balloon up and then you have less grip, you know. It's like you just want to find the right tire pressure so that they not balloon up and they're not underinflated, they're just perfectly right. That's the key. And we're gonna do this now. We just finished qualifying and it was harder than I thought it would be. Like, it's so difficult on this track, you know, to really maximize the opportunities and really squeeze everything out of the tires. I still think I have some extra time left, still trying to trust my car, you know, in certain corners, especially turn 8 and 9. Luckily, we qualified third, not first or second, but third. As you can see, here we're really tight together. Team Legacy, the first car, is on pole, and then only 2/10 behind is Team Legacy, second place, and then it's me, only a little bit more than 2/10 behind. So it's like the top 5, we're like within 3/10, which means it's gonna be very tight racing. And the race is gonna be 35 minutes. We do need to make a few changes on the car because, believe it or not, we burned 7 gallons of fuel. And in order to make sure we have the minimum weight of the end of a 35-minute race, which is 2,850 pounds, we put some 28 pounds extra in the car to have hopefully enough weight in the end of the race. The race was absolutely amazing. I mean, I had a rough start, as you can see. The guy who started in front of me, I think had a misshift or something like that, and I had to turn to the left. And then I shifted from first into fourth gear, and I was like a sitting duck. So that's why I was completely last. And then, you know, Weiser down came on, and luckily we came in first. It was long enough. Absolute madhouse. You guys gonna see a lot of passing. It's not the way how I wanted to start the race, but it's definitely the way how I wanted to finish it. So, good stuff. Morning! Race day number 2, huh? Let's get this on. We're gonna do 2 races, qualifying race, and then the main race. Our race director was funny again. I still love him now. I think he randomly picked the starting order from the qualifying race, so we're gonna start from P4, and we're gonna try to make it to the front. But more to that a little bit later. What's your name?
I'm Tom.
Tom Paul.
Tom Paul.
You won yesterday.
I did.
And you were racing this amazing E30.
Car. Yep. Mini B. Yep.
Why Mini B and not Bumblebee?
Mini B because my E36 street car is a really nice yellow car whose name is B, and so that's Mini B.
But you know that the E30 is actually longer than the E46?
I'm not about length, Nick.
I know. I mean,
I didn't know about that, but that's news to me.
Well, it depends how you use it. You know, the length doesn't matter.
I came first, which isn't good, I guess, but somehow it is.
Yeah,
I got a trophy.
It's pretty awesome. How long are you racing now already?
I think my first race was in 2003, so that makes 22 years of having a race license with
And
NASA.
you're an instructor too?
I'm an instructor, yeah.
What is your favorite things to instruct?
Slow cars. This is a legit thing. If you show up in some crazy fast car and tell me, you know, this is my Corvette, it's got 700 horsepower and these tires and this and that, there's probably more car than you can handle. If you show up in a really slow E30 or E36 or whatever without a lot done to it, we can slide that thing around, you can get better sliding it around, and eventually we'll get you up into that Corvette that you want to have. And it doesn't scare the crap out of the instructor. Because
it's so important, like if you have a slow car, we call it like momentum cars.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you kind of like you learn to carry enough momentum through the corner so that the RPMs in whatever gear you are in are high enough that the car can carry you or pull you out of the corner. You know? Why don't you have to worry about that kind of stuff when you have a horsepower strong car?
Because you're going to scare the crap out of yourself in a straight line and think you're fast.
Exactly, and as a fast car is more forgiving, you know, it's like because even if you don't carry a lot of momentum in the corner, the horsepower can pull you out of the corner and you're still fast on the straight.
You still feel fast.
But if you race after against people that know how to drive a momentum car, like Matthew, or Tom, or myself, we're in a fast car, we're still gonna be faster. Because we drive a strong car, like a momentum car, and that just gives you the extra edge.
It's all in the corners.
It's all in the corners. I see many times, like when I drove the E30, on the straights, the Caymans or the Boxsters, or even some 911s, you know, they were on the straight like, wow,
there they go.
But then in the corner, I was like, yeah.
And you're waiting on them in turn 2.
But you're never gonna pass them because then they drive away on the straight, you know. And so Tom is gonna be.
I'll be on the radio with Mick today.
My little ear in the radio.
I'll be the Mini B in his ear.
He's holding my hand, you know. And you know what?
Go faster.
Did you ever hear from that kind of thing? It's like when somebody says, "Don't do it," and then the mind kind of like wanna do it.
Oh yeah, go straight into it. Yep.
So in the qualifying race, he's on the radio. He's like, "Hey, you know, it's like turn 6." Over turn 6, you know what I did? I drove over the oil with my left side of the car. And then I was like, it was a little twitchy, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Didn't listen.
Tom told me not to drive over the oil. What did I do? Drive over it.
All right, well, I'm gonna have to use my Mick Blue voice then. Don't drive over the oil. I love this guy. Super fast. Fun to have around.
guys, we just did the qualifying race. Luckily from P4 to P1 again. Unfortunately we had somebody's car broke down, put a lot of oil on the track, and we actually got black flagged, I think 10 minutes in the race or so. But nevertheless, we're gonna start from P1 at the main race today. So 3 races over the weekend. We won 2 so far. Let's see that the main race is gonna go well as well. The car is running great, but now the main focus is on the race and make it 3 out of 3. Competition is very hard today. Phil, who came in second, he was actually faster by lap time in the race. So we'll see how his car gonna do when it gets a little bit warmer now. As I said, because it's getting warmer, I have something what I'm gonna use again. I didn't have to use it for the rest of the weekend, but for the main race I'm gonna use it. So this is my Cool Box cooling shirt, right? And the way how this works is I have this hose and I connect this hose to my mini air conditioning unit inside the car. The unit cools the water down, and then the water is gonna get pumped through the hose, through the shirt, and keeps my body core nice and cool. Feels like Iron Man, even though I'm not yet. So we're gonna use that, and then I would be happy with the volume. Yes! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Oh my God. That was a hard race. You know what's the crazy thing? Crazy part was that the fucking tires went away, you know, it's like I like, dude, like in lap 5 I was like, dude, I have no more rear tires. Rear tires were gone. Turn 9 was a mess. A few times scary, but we brought it home. We brought it home. 3 out of 3.
And first place, moving up from P6 to P1, car 76, Racing. In 3, 2, 1, go!
Great stuff today. On to the next race weekend. 3 weeks, but Willow is gonna be more difficult. Okay guys, an amazing weekend comes to an end, has to happen. We're gonna go home now, but before we do so, I want to say thank you to my sponsor, Bad Dragon. Without you guys, it wouldn't be possible to go racing. I also want to say thank you to NASA, you know, website drivenasa.com. Such a delight that you guys are putting on these events for us, that we can go out there, go racing, have fun. And if you want to go racing yourself, or you want to take your car on the track or experience something new, go check out the website from them, because it's closer to achieve than you think.